Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network, and today we're going to have live stream number 3 condensed and edited down to this shorter highlight type of video. Now, between live stream 2 and live stream 3, we found out that we do in fact have a 64 by 64 lot included with the new world. In fact, there's 2 of them, but one is right outside the Geyser, right there in the Geyser area. So it's perfect for our great Geyser Wilderness Resort. Knowing now that we have a 64 by 64 lot, I went ahead and moved this structure all the way to the front of this lot, which is 64 by 64. I took our old indoor pool area on the left side of the building as you're facing the screen there, took that out. And I just replaced it with a structure that mirrors the residential side so that when you're looking at it from the front, it has a much more balanced appearance. Now here in the back, we are going to build a new indoor pool area in the back. And we're going to make it an indoor-outdoor pool so that the Sims can swim from the inside to the outside, with one side being for families. So there'll be like slides and playground equipment and stuff like that. The other side, after you go out, right, to the other side, be more of the adult side. It's going to be right outside the gym. So it's going to be long and narrow like a lap pool, although I probably will also put a diving board there. But that'll be the 2 sides of that pool coming up once we get the structure built here. Now, I'll probably just drop off here and you can watch the process kind of unfold. I'll pop back in as we get to a new area and kind of describe kind of my thoughts there and what I'm doing with that particular area. In this case, one thing I will say, one of my thought with this part was to give it a certain cathedral sort of exterior experience, right? A lot of these structures, these hotels and these national parks back, 100 years ago, 140 years ago, there was a sort of reverence for nature, and this was almost an expression of a deity, right? The expression of the power of the Supreme Being in this sort of natural creation, these natural wonders here in the West, here in the United States. So I reflected that in our pool house, of course, in the structure to contain our indoor pool, and that's kind of, as you look at the exterior of the structure, hopefully you kind of get that feel. as we finish up the primary structure here, we're going to go inside because what I wanted to put inside was bathrooms. We're going to need bathrooms for the Sims within close proximity. That's also very realistic, right, for this sort of setup. And in keeping with realism, I thought, let's make this a changing area. I did not want to do a locker room. I did not want to do male, female restrooms. I prefer like the unisex idea of restrooms. So each of these are individual self-contained spaces. So you can use the restroom here, you can shower here, you can change clothes here. I do not have lockers built into this space. A lot of times with pools, when people change for the pool, they just carry all their stuff with them in a bag, take it out to the pool with them. I think I will build some lockers in though to the exterior space, probably there's sort of an entryway for this area leading out to the pool, sort of space like that. I'll probably put them there. Although also there's a sort of small square space I kind of referred to during the live stream as maybe a janitorial closet. I might put them there, but the important thing is that's why each of these spaces is designed like a personal bathroom, is because A, they're unisex, and B, I wanted people to do anything they need to be able to do there. We don't need it for the Sims when the Sims want to change clothes. I'll say real quick there, we just passed it. I threw a pair of sunglasses in the corner. Someone lost their sunglasses. Right? Someone forgot their sunglasses and left them there, which is kind of a little sort of nod to realism. Sims do not need a place to change their clothes. They will just change automatically. They just strip off all their clothes at the side of the pool, right? And then jump right in. So that's how they do it. On the opposite side, you can see now we're working on the gym. The gym, I did the exact same setup of individual rooms for changing as opposed to a wide open locker room. Again, I may put some lockers on the outside to indicate if you want to leave your stuff there. It's more realistic for a gym. A lot of times there's going to be lockers, but once you've changed, you can put your stuff in lockers in that area. But the rest of the time you're in a more private space just for yourself. Now, what you'll see here, why I continue to work on this, is a lot of work went into the sort of walkway from the hotel through this space. Because on one side we have a gym, on the other side we're going to have a food court. Upstairs we have the spa. So I wanted a hallway that was somewhat, or a transit space that would be somewhat removed from all the activity going on in the gym and the food court. So it'd be a little more private. So that I spent a lot of time working on that, and then move on to other areas. One of those areas being, of course, the spa upstairs. I'm going to use the exterior patio there, or the exterior deck, for yoga and for yoga classes. Upstairs, we're going to have a couple of private meditation rooms. We'll have a couple of private massage rooms, and we'll have an area designed for like the nails, right? The sort of nail techs or foot massages or whatever they do there. I can't even remember, but the chairs where you get stuff done on you, those are going to be right there in that big open space. To the other side, I am going to put a kids activity area. So it's going to be kind of a game room. The reason why I did that is because I figure parents coming up here to the spa could drop their kids off there, and it would act as sort of a babysitter, because there'd be resort staff there or counselors or something like that. So they could kind of watch over your kids on one side playing games while you're on the other side getting sort of spa, getting a little relaxation treatment. In between those two places, as part of the hallway, I do build in some blank spaces, which I might use as built-in bookshelves or something like that. The main idea was a sort of realistic airspace to deaden sound between these two spaces, so that the game room does not bleed over. The noise from there does not bleed over into the spa. So that's what those sort of narrow air spaces are for, is insulation. We also do a couple of bathrooms up here for the kids, and there'll be a spot for vending machines. Then I go to work on the food court, mapping out the food court. We're going to use 3 of the stalls here from, I think this was a Business and Hobbies, a brand new Business and Hobbies, but they have sort of a rustic look to them, right? So we're going to use the 3 food stalls in the food court. We're going to use the one that sells ceramics in our future gift shop. Be a great way to have someone manning an actual gift shop area and something you could buy as a souvenir. The 3 structure, the three food stalls, will be set up like a food court. I've done this before in a shopping mall. I'm going to do it again here. There'll also be vending machines in this area if you don't want to buy food from the counters. Of course, to use the counters, you have to click on it, hire someone to come in, and then once they get there, you can order food from them. Now, I always cheat the $100 back. I think there's a mod, or at least there used to be, where you could set it to 0, so there's no cost to hire somebody. But that's how I usually use those, and that's how I'm going to use them here. We're also going to have indoor-outdoor seating. So in the next video from Livestream 4, we do a lot of exterior landscaping. As part of that, I include a large outdoor seating area. Now you can see we're already to the point here where I'm play testing it to make sure it does work. Even though I've used this before in a shopping mall for Del Sol, that was a long time ago, right? So even though it worked then, sometimes Maxis fixes things that I didn't realize were broken. I was just taking advantage of them, right? That you could use them in that fashion. In this case, though, it does still work. Eventually, all three of them are manned, and you could order from all three without any problem. There's a small hallway there. They'll walk around back, much like a real food court. There's usually a small hallway around back where the employees come and go. And then off to the side by that window with the wall, that's where the vending machines will be. Now, after she gets done testing out these particular food stalls, she'll go outside and test the indoor-outdoor swimming pool while I have her active to make sure you can swim from the inside to the outside. After that, I decided it might be kind of cool to take the other guest room next to the area that I created as a changing and bathroom area for the swimming pools. There was a guest room next to it. I decided, let's just take that out too. I'd already built a small seating area there by a fireplace kind of for this section of the building, right? For this residential wing. So I decided to take out that guest room and put in a sort of movie room next to it. So like maybe the kids are hanging out watching movies and the parents are around the fire, just kind of hanging out, getting to know each other, you know, getting to meet new friends or whatever, right? I also put a movie screen out by the pool for the sort of movies under the stars effect. So that's what that's about. Coming up, you're going to see, along with furniture, some pillows thrown onto the floor. That's again because seeing it as a place for kids, I thought, you know, kids a lot of times do want to just lay on the floor with a pillow or kind of wallow on the floor while they're watching a movie. So this kind of supports that. And yes, I know, probably the floor is filthy, you guys, because it's a resort. But this is a clean resort. This is a clean resort. In fact, I think I'm going to throw Roombas like all over the place. That way you can be like confident. This is a clean resort. We vacuum all the time. We use some sort of sanitizing gel, blah, blah, blah stuff. I'm just making up out thin air so that that carpet is always clean. I throw in some vending machines here again because you might not want to walk all the way across the resort to get something from the food court when you're watching a movie, or the food court might be closed late at night. So we throw in some vending machines, grab some snacks, grab some soda. I also drop in the vending machines for the gift shop that we're going to put in place, like Simmies and I don't remember what all. But things that you could conceivably buy on vacation as a sort of souvenir. And we throw our vending machines into the food court as well. So we've kind of got them scattered around where people would use them. I do a very basic layout of the gift shop here. As you can see, it is not, I change it. It's not really the way I wanted it. And I might change it again, to be quite honest. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. In some ways, using the vending machines, there's almost not enough room in this gift shop. So what can I say? I may just have to, I don't know. I can't really make it bigger, or not really, not maintain the design cohesiveness, so I'm going to have to figure out something. We are rapidly coming to the end of this video. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify as always. There'll be one more video from a live stream number 4. Live stream is done, so there'll be one more edited video number 4. And then that'll be all I do on this build until the pack drops. So when the pack drops, I'll go back in with the new assets from the pack. We're going to finish furnishing everything, well, the next episode, we do a lot of landscaping, but we'll finish the landscaping, integrating some new plants and stuff that come with the new pack. And basically, then this will upload. We'll put it into place. This is the lot I'm going to use as a gameplay lot with the new pack. So I'm going to set this up as a custom venue. I'm going to set this up as the getaway for my family and for singles and for couples without children, right? I'm going to set it up as a getaway venue, and we're going to see how it works because this is a really big place with a lot of stuff to do. So we're going to see how it works and how many people show up, and does it feel like a real resort? I don't know, but that'll be coming up in a couple of weeks, actually, when the pack gets here. What is today? I'm recording this on the 17th. It's probably going to be this weekend, so a couple of days, like the 20th maybe is when this will go live, 19th or 20th. So it's going to be probably a good 10 or 12 days or whatever it is after that, right? But that's when we'll finish it. That's when we'll use it. Again, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And like always, thanks for watching.